because we were having difficulties trying to get you on YouTube. I don't know what's happening with that, but thank you for taking time out.
Can everybody hear me?
We're gonna have to load this up, so it's just you and I for now.
You want to do it? You want to figure it out and then do it at another time?
No, we're finna do it right now.
All right, come on.
We good.
Let's get naked then. Let's go.
Let's get naked. I love it. So how have you been?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So you are from Cleveland, Ohio?
Yeah, man. I wish I was holding them off for the eclipse, but couldn't make it.
Are you? So what are your thoughts on the eclipse?
When I was young, I used to be a nerd, really into that type of stuff. Now, I can really care less about it. I think it's dope that Cleveland is the only place you can see it fully like that. It's going to be like 1 million people in the city tomorrow. Would have been a good day to make some money. Tonight throwing a party or a day party tomorrow right after the eclipse.
Yeah.
Because everybody going to be out in the city. All the restaurants going to be thriving. It's going to be crazy. Then you got the Final Four, the women's Final Four there. Congratulations to South Carolina. They just won and they beat the Great White Hope up, so it's all good.
That part. But you know what? Okay, so where do you think the fear is coming from as far as the eclipse goes?
The fear?
Yeah.
Because of the unknown. People always fear what they don't understand.
Wow. I just got through telling somebody, I said, I tell you what, I'm going to let everybody do what they do. And I'm going to be that 1%er that's going to the left while everybody going to the right. Because I'm here to absorb the magic from the eclipse. You understand?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that everybody should follow the rules, though. All the scientific facts that have been proven. Do your own research. Because if you do look at it, I think from where, especially in Cleveland, it's not going to be a good thing for you.
Yeah.
And if they tell you, if you get a forewarning and you do it anyway, I don't think you're going to get no benefits. That's why they closed all the city official offices and all kinds of things tomorrow, so they're not responsible for whatever happens when it does. If it happens, because folks be like, shit, I'm gonna look up, right? Nah, I'm getting that. You know what I mean? Nah,
yeah, well, you ain't even supposed to look at the sun like that anyway. So I mean, again, you right. Everybody need to do their research for sure.
Pick up a book, folks.
I just said that yesterday. Pick up a book, people. Pick up a book.
Pick up a book now. You can press a thing, and you can talk to Siri or Alexa or Google or any of them crazy son of guns, and they'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, that part. So look, I found something very interesting about you, and I need you to please elaborate on this right here. Is it true your grandfather sang for President Roosevelt?
He sure did. He took a choir to sing for President Roosevelt way back then, yo.
What was that about? Was he asked? What happened?
Me and my grand, I got some pretty dope people in my family, man.
I read.
I don't even know the whole story. He was a choir director, and he took a choir there. The first, and I don't know, it's not the only, but it's the first choir to ever go to the White House and to sing for President Roosevelt, man. Yep.
That is amazing. That's amazing. So, does that mean like you got all these amazing people in your family? Did that right there kind of make you want to be in the entertainment industry? Did you feel pressure from having to live up to a certain standard?
You know what's crazy is I didn't even really know that I really wanted to be in entertainment until I probably was like about, I don't know, my 18, 16, 17, 18. My daughter is 18 now, and she's ready to go. And, I didn't even drop the mic in her crib.
Oh, so she's a singer as well?
My God, man. She's a singer, an actor, a dancer. She writes songs, arranges, she produces. She is...
That's amazing.
Way better than I ever could be, and I'm grateful, so grateful that, my mom didn't have the time nor the money to put into me, and I didn't even know if I was just interested in playing and kicking.
Yeah. So you have so much under your belt. Son of a gospel singer, radio announcer, gold-selling BMI award. Is that linked to the fact that people call you the Black Pavarotti, and what is that about?
So all of that's still my family. So my uncle, who was more like my dad, his name was Lynn Tolliver. I lost him a couple years ago. He was one of the top programmers in the nation. He was also a songwriter. And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't even be as knee deep in music as I was. He started me at 15 on the radio in Cleveland on a station called WZAK. Man, hell, I was telling people the other day, in 2 years, it'll be 40 years that I started in radio. That was my music entertainment business journey, starting in Cleveland, Ohio. And he was the catalyst. Like when he knew that my partner Jason and I were, musically, we wanted to do something. I think I was 16, Jason was 13. He put together something and put out this album on us, and it was a collective, an album of a bunch of artists from Cleveland. And the album was called Raps Festival or something like that. And we were rapping and singing, and there was a bunch of other artists on the album, and it was a dope little thing. And from that, he had a group, and there's a record he had from a group that he had called Sexual Harassment, and they had a song called I Need a Freak. Well, Black Eyed Peas sampled that, and that's how the BMI award came.
Okay.
I Need a Freak, yeah. I Need a Freak, Sexual Harassment.
That part. Okay. So, like, who are some of your influences musically, and when did you know you were truly heard in the truly? When did you truly know that you were headed for the music direction? And I think you kind of answered that a little bit with what you just said a few minutes ago. But who were some of your influences musically?
So I never knew about my grandfather until over the last 20 years. I never knew about that. Never knew about that until my adult life. My mother was a singer. She worked for the government, but she was like in an off-Broadway production of Mahalia. She was Mahalia Jackson in the play.
Wow.
Mom was dope too. My uncle slash dad. Let me see who else. And then, but the reason I really wanted to sing was Skip Martin from the Daz Band.
Really?
Hell yeah, man. Hearing the Daz Band's music and hearing this music in Cleveland and being able to see them at all the little summer festivals and stuff like that when we used to have to do radio station events, and then of course then Gerald and them came before they got big, and they was that was incredible seeing them, and that just really gave us the bug. And then I used to get free tickets to concerts and stuff all the time. So Jason and I were at a concert. I think it was like Midnight Star, the Isley Brothers, and New Edition.
Yeah.
New Edition came on. That's when we knew we really wanted. Like we were sitting in the audience like crying because we was like, we want to do that. And then from that, we started singing everywhere, talent shows.
So it is true that Gerald Levert did discover you guys.
Yeah, he sure did.
Wow. And you know what? When I go back and listen to the music, I can hear, for some reason, I can hear Levert. So my question is, did you guys get that a lot? Was it a lot of comparison in that?
There's no way you couldn't compare it because when you're a new artist and you really don't have the idea or the direction or the experience to do, you're spoon fed everything. Now if you sit down and listen, I'm gonna give you a secret that nobody knows about. If you listen to Baby I'm Ready and listen to So Alone, it's the same record. Listen to it.
Yeah, and I think that's what I mean when I say, did you guys get compared to Gerald Levert a lot? Because you can hear that in the music. You can hear it when you guys are singing. So, yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just curious to know, did that ever bother y'all? Or what, did you consider it a nice compliment?
G was the man. That was our big brother, our mentor, our teacher, you know what I'm saying? It didn't bother us, man. We fed off of it. We ate off of that. So I'm still eating off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the latest thing that we're doing right now is myself, Joe Little from the Rude Boys, and Mark from Levert. We're doing something called the Levert Experience. We started off on the Tom Joyner cruise at the end of this month, and then we taking it on the road. So, yeah.
That's what's up. I like.
I redid Baby I'm Ready. It's out there.
Really?
It's out there. Baby I'm Ready by David Tolliver. It's out there.
Listen, so I guess the next question on top of my head is, like, what inspires you to keep on going, to keep doing music? What's up?
My mortgage.
Yeah, come on, man. It can't just be the mortgage.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Cause you
I
sound
don't do an
fabulous.
open book. Now I'm gonna tell you the real shit. The mortgage. But my career has been up and down, man. Ever since when Jason left the first time, and I got another guy who passed away in 21. It never was the same as it was from the national spotlight. We still had, we still had run, we still had heat, and we still were traveling and touring a lot. But it never got back. I mean, me and Jason released 2 albums, 92 and 94. Then we released, me and the other guy, my guy Jim and I Porter, rest in peace. We released the album in 99 and in 2007. But we had a couple songs that charted, but it never got back to the same. So to stick through that, to kind of like fall from grace, it was a hurtful thing, man. They say everybody in entertainment goes through depression and needs therapy.
You guys did have one pop song that hit the charts at number 31 or something?
We had a bunch of songs that hit the charts, but the pop record was So Alone.
Alone.
Yeah. We had about it's about 5. It's 5 or 6 of them top 10, and the other couple are top 20. And a few that bubbled under. You know what I mean? And then we had some that hit some number ones on some of them alternative charts that come out. The little digital charts and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Doing with the independent records, and our last charting one. For Billboard was number 14 in 2016. Gemini and I, a record called Date Night. It got to number 14. And then we just did, Jason and I released this record in 2022. And it was the songs, they got like top 100 or whatever, but they were high on a lot of the little digital charts and stuff like that. And then it was the a record we had called Fade. It was the top downloaded record in London for 2 straight days and on Amazon. So, I mean, ain't
that crazy how shit can just be like hot and popping and number one in a whole nother country except for your country where you're from?
But that's because the black fans don't support their black artists. You have to prove something to them for them to even come to your shows.
Yeah.
For them to buy your music. Well, I ain't heard it on the radio. What it sound like? They still sound like this, or can they still sing? Like, nigga, we still can sing. Like you seeing us online because I post heavy. I post heavy on all my stuff.
You better follow me back too.
I'm coming over later too.
I would love it.
Hey, don't invite me. Don't invite me to the party and then act like you don't want me there when I get there.
Oh no, no chance of that happening. So what are you working on right now, and what you got going right now?
So right now I'm touring in plays. I have my radio show. It's called The Party and Bull Ish Show. It's on 35 stations right now. You hear 7 days a week. I'm not a big proponent of websites and shit like that. Go to @ the PNBS show or @ Dave Minute Large and find out what days it's on. It's on 7 days a week at different times, different stations. Also, I just recently lost like 120 some pounds. So
congratulations! I just lost 75 last summer.
I'm looking at you. I see you.
Absolutely.
Down that tip bar.
Hey.
Pressed all out and shit. I see you. Everything poking out.
Let me say this. I've always had these breasts out like this, even when I was a little puffy. I never had a sexy problem. Not at all. Just, when you get a certain age, you need to, tone it down.
Ain't nothing wrong with no puff now. I like that puff. Puff and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I remember that cartoon. Where you go when things get rough. All right, so how important is it in the industry for the indie artists to stay focused and invest in themselves? How important is that?
All right, before we get to that, let me finish what I was doing too. Also, I've been wanting to work with childhood obesity and teenage mental health.
Yes.
But if you pounds, what you gonna tell a kid? You don't have anything to testify about, different stuff like that. So I'm starting a foundation called Eat Your Heart Out, which focuses on childhood obesity and teenage mental health. My friend has a website. it's an app called the Dad app, and initially it was focused on teenage suicide. And she came on my radio show, and she told me last year, from the age of 13 to 26, there were 51,000 suicides, but over 1 million attempts. So, and you know, people just think that obesity is just physical, but it's not. It's mental. And so what I want to do when I go around and I do my little fundraisers, I'm going to put money in families' hands as I go. And we'll do things like teach them how to read the labels of the foods that they're eating, what it does to them, the overall, what obesity does to you overall. If you don't have, you can't afford to buy clothes, because the clothing is either cheap or it's expensive, and if you want it to last, you got to go to DXL or something like that. Them shirts is $40 to $60 on up. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to be a part of that because I can definitely relate to that. I've never been a small girl. Like when I was little, I was bullied a lot, not just because of my weight, but because my name is Wendy. Back then, wasn't a lot of black Wendy's, so I definitely was bullied behind that kind of stuff. But
Wendy ate at Wendy, who ate everything at Wendy's.
that. So I would love to be a part of that, though. If I can assist in any way, let me know, because I know how it feels to be a child and be an overweight child. Definitely.
Doing what I did my first one a few weeks ago in Cleveland called David Tolliver and Friends, where I come and I host the event. I'm like, and I get like some of the top acts. Hopefully they donate their time and they come out, and at the end of the night, everybody, I defined a couple families before I come in, and what we do, we put my, like, because when you donate to cancer, you never see where the money goes. It just goes to a foundation. Like, I would feel more comfortable donating if I could see you donating to somebody who can't pay their co-pays. This woman can't afford to get her meds or whatever. So that's what I'm doing too.
That's awesome.
How important is it to invest in yourself, being an independent artist?
Yes, especially with this climate in the music industry, in lieu of the P. Diddy shit, just all of this crazy stuff going on in the music industry. How important is it for the indie artists to invest in themselves and stay focused?
It's the only way you're gonna survive. Because the plain and simple, if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else is gonna want to invest in you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the only way to get to it, in now, if you're doing independent, you got to have the numbers, the following. You got to have the money to buy in, or you got to already have the network. And if you got one, you can get to the other two.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people, a lot of artists tend to, like, they go straight for the contract with the big people, because marketing is very expensive, promotion is very expensive. When you got a company that's saying, hey, come on, sign with us, we got you on the promotion, blah blah blah, I kind of get the attraction to that, but at the end of the day, is it really worth it?
It's a give and take, because you can get with a machine and they can put your stuff out, and they might not do it the way it needs to be done, the way your stuff is. Like, your niche, where you should be. They'll know, where you're supposed to go, but it don't always work. I think the reason why a lot of us are still working from the 90s, 80s, 70s, and early 2000s is because we had to get out there and do it grassroots.
Yes.
I remember y'all was here and we saw y'all, and y'all came, and y'all was eating, but y'all stopped and did this and whatever. Like, people don't, they're like, oh man, I saw you follow me, but they don't forget that 30 years later. But people don't forget, man. I get so much, hey man, you remember me? And I'll be like, man, I know it was 30 years ago, man. It was 1997. And I'll be like, come on, man, really?
But you know what? I think that's something that's really missing, because I can even remember, like, going down the street in the hood, like in Oak Cliff, like at the Y. We had damn, who is that group? Computer Love. Zap was at the Y on East Ledbetter. A lot of y'all gonna know that. If you come from Oak Cliff here in Dallas, Texas, you know what I'm talking about. But somebody like Zap was at the community center. For all of us kids to go and see them, I think that's missing so much, because otherwise we wouldn't have saw these artists had it not been for that.
And we had to do that back in the day. Like I was telling people, I was like, yeah, I appreciate the fact all you got to do is press a button and the next day you can have $1 million in your account. But the people, that's why you're able to move like you move still, because back in the day, I don't care if you was Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston, whatever, you had to go. I said you had to go to all these black retailers, and if you didn't go to the black retailers, they were not going to buy your records on the one-stops. And one-stops were the local distributors that bought all the records or brought all the records in, and you had to go buy your records, and they would put them on the shelves in their stores. And if you didn't, they wasn't playing they wasn't buying your records from the one-stops, and they wasn't playing your records on the radio stations. It was a process. Now you circumvent the whole system, and you just,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think on one hand it does you a disservice, and on the other, like you said, the internet is just making the youngsters lazy these days. These people don't even want to go to the grocery store and buy groceries. I've gotten on my son.
Technology is the thriller and the killer. I say, Technology has availed everybody to do, be, say, whatever they want to be, whenever they want to, with or without scrutiny. But it's taking the passion out of everything. Like you don't even got to work to get ass no more.
It's crazy. What? And that's why. See, that's how you can tell the seasoned women from the cheering.
Yeah. You know what
Cause boy, when I say you ain't got to lay on your back, you don't have to lay on your back, boo. But they don't know that. Anyway, who's in your playlist? Who you listening to in your car?
I've been heavy on Zacardi Cortez lately. Gospel, man. I was kind of going through a little situation towards the middle to end of last year, and like his music really. And what's crazy, I was in this play in Houston a few months ago, and I'm in a club. My homegirl told me, she said, "Oh, I know all of them." And his brother was singing at the club, right? And so we in the club, we was gonna do some promotion, but we got out of rehearsal late. And I walk in there, and his brother singing, and then here comes Zacardi Cortez walking in there, man. I damn near cried, man.
Oh wow!
Because I was like, dog, you don't really know. Most guys be like, no homo, no homo. Nah, man, fuck all that. I'm sorry. We can say
no,
that. No,
you fine. Yes.
I am fine. So
yes.
You better watch it before you get stuck. And,
hey.
It's like that.
I'm Capricorn.
All right. What day your birthday?
January 7th.
My daughter is January 14th.
Wow.
He is something else.
My dad is January 17th. He just passed. My dad was 81. He passed the day after his birthday.
Yeah, she just turned 18, and I got to go pick her up in a couple hours. She's in Italy at this this vocal thing, man. Yeah, man, everything. It's just, there's a lot of things. He walked in the club, and we chopped it up for a minute, and it just felt good.
Is there anybody at this point in your career, in your life, is there anybody that you want to work with that you haven't had the opportunity to work with?
Yeah, I want to do something with Joe Thomas.
Nice.
Joe Thomas is my favorite singer of all time.
Okay.
You would think I've shared the stage with the OJs, with Joe Levert, with Charlie Wilson. I've been on stage with all these cats, with Lil G from Silk, who's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
We all, Tony Terry, that's like my big brother.
Oh, I love, Tony Terry was she's naive.
Still around and he rolling. He just turned 60. I sang, if you look at my Dave Minute Large, I was singing I Need You Now by Smokey Norfolk. It was at his party. And I know he was going through some stuff, and I set him out, man. I sent him blessings, you know what I mean? You got to go to Dave Minute Large and check it out. Man.
That's nice.
Thomas, who else? I would love to do, I've been, itching. The only thing that I haven't released is some inspirational gospel music. And, this lady came to me at my fundraiser in Cleveland. She was a woman that her son had been murdered 5 years ago. And she said, the way you were talking is just, God told me to come and give you 3 flyers. And it was about what happened with her son. Mm-hmm. Now, I hadn't looked at these flyers until yesterday. And my thing was 3 weeks ago. Yeah. My homeboy called me, and he was talking to me about some stuff. And he always just calling me, praising me about how much I hustle and how much of a good businessman and stuff that I do. And he said, man, it's Powerball, but let's play the $3 one. Yeah. So that. Then after that, it was like it was another thing that happened. 3 people passed away. Somebody, like close to the circle. Like my guy Joe Little from the Rude Boys, his best friend was somebody I grew up with that worked with him. He passed. Then it was if you go back, you probably won't see it, but if you listen to the first Minute Large album, it was a fight on there, and somebody on there said in the skits we said, "I want my credit, I want my credit." He passed away. He used to be in the group. Him and Gerald fell out before we could actually get stuff done. He passed, and then somebody else, I can't think who it was, but it was three.
Yeah.
And I talked to from her hooking up with me, I hooked up with an official, a city official, and I talked to him, and she said he was supposed to bring me on this platform. Long story short, I just reached out to him, and he brought her on the platform yesterday. So then when I called her yesterday, so yesterday we went to my boy is a big time real estate, him and his wife here, and I went to his open house because I hadn't seen him, and he was like, "Man, it's time for you, man, the transition, man. I saw that last performance you did, man, and it's like, man, you need to release some gospel music, you know." And so I said, yeah, man, I felt that. I said, it feels different when I'm singing gospel music. You know, gospel people, they do whatever they do. I mean, look at T.D. Jakes, and he ain't going to lose his congregation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Eddie Long didn't either. So it's like, I could still be me. And I mean, like I saw Zacardi in the crowd. You know, he was drinking. I don't put it, but you know, people are normal. People are human.
Of course. So is that the music? Is that the genre that you're doing right now? You're not doing anything but gospel.
I mean, I'm doing everything.
Okay.
I need to release it though, but I haven't had the right type of music. The last couple performances I've done, like I was in a play called "Them Golden Girls Saved, Not Yet Sanctified." My man CL up in Milwaukee, and I did "It's Working" by "This Is My Season to Read What I Have Sown," and he put me on at the end of the first half. And when I finished singing that, I got the biggest response that I've ever gotten in any play.
I could imagine. I love plays. I love the creativity of it. Me, myself, I definitely have been in a lot of plays. I've written, produced, and directed one play that actually the city of Dallas hosted at the library. So I'm very proud of that. And it's something that I kind of want to, I haven't been in that life for a minute. So I kind of want to get back to that because I did enjoy it.
If you write it, I'm gonna be in it. We just, we got to work out the business. I'm in it.
We gonna work it out. Because I would love for you. Yes, that part.
You'd love for me to get it.
Yes. You got any shout outs, bro?
I want to thank Lil Ange for hooking up the interview with us. I call her, 4-9 is what we call her.
Yeah.
And Lil Angie, shout out my man Al Nolan, and just everybody that's ready to come out on the Tom Joyner cruise. Shout out to you and your guy, your co-host. I hate that it didn't work the way it was supposed to work, and we were all together because I went on there the first time. I don't think you guys had came on yet. I don't know what happened. And
yeah.
Taking me to YouTube, and then it said join, then it said not able to join. They're not live anymore. But I'm like, I'm watching them right now. They are live.
It's okay, because we'll get another opportunity, I'm so sure.
Yeah, we're going to get some opportunities.
Yeah. Give everybody your social media tags.
Yeah, don't get stuck on it. You going to get on it, you ain't going to want to get off.
See, I need to be telling you that.
I'm talking trash, though.
Yeah, whatever.
So hook up and follow your man Dave Tolliver at Dave Minute Large. Dave MENATLARGE on all platforms. And Facebook is Dave Tolliver. Dave Min at Large, Dave Minute Large, or Dave Tolliver on our Facebook. Holla at me, man. We doing some things. I'm transitioning. That's what I was going to tell you. The lady said when I called her after the thing with the guy, with the official yesterday. 3 is completion, but 7 is completion. But 3 is transitioning to something different. So I guess I told her, I said, well, that 3 must not have been for you. It must have been for me. So
you know what? And it's funny you say that because I just saw 333 on my stove clock. Yeah, I'm a real huge spiritual person. So when I saw 333. I can't do nothing but say thank you, I'm
into them numbers like that.
So am I. And my birthday's on the 7th, so I definitely do embrace the number 7.
Look,
for sure.
I was born 7/30/1970. I was 7 pounds 7 ounces at 7:45 in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
That is crazy. So you were born 7:45 in the morning. I was born at 11:30. a.m., which explains why I can't be nowhere real early in the morning.
That's all right. I mean, never mind. Let me not do that right now.
You know what, Dave? All I want to say to you is that I do definitely appreciate you taking time out for sure. Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Yes, we must speak again. We gonna make it happen.
Lock me in. You got me. Hit me up anytime.
I will definitely.
Don't get stuck on it. I'm telling you, once you get on, you get off.
That's a good thing for you. We'll talk soon. Thank you so much, and you enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Thank you. All right.
All right, baby. Bye-bye.